One of President Jimmy Carter's earliest pledges was that he would make a significant effort to provide further information about the fate of the still more than 2,500 American military men whose fates were not completely known, whose bodies had not been returned to Vietnam. And so he appointed a commission led by the former president of the UAW, United Auto Workers, Leonard Woodcock, and with 4 other very distinguished Americans from the private sector, to fly to Hanoi in middle of March 1977 and begin that process. He emphasized in a meeting in the cabinet room, and I was there with Assistant Secretary Holbrooke. We were the ones organizing and supporting this effort, and I would be going on the trip. But in the meeting, the president said, "I'm not sending you as diplomats, I'm sending you as a mission to ascertain the fates and begin to resolve these cases." And so we fly to the Philippines, and from there in a U.S. Air Force cargo plane and land in Hanoi, March 1977. I remember it was a birthday of Senator Mike Mansfield, who was one of the members of the commission. The Air Force had put a birthday cake on the plane, and so we're flying in this military cargo plane, singing happy birthday to Mike Mansfield. And we touch down, we land in Hanoi, the capital of our wartime enemy. No one had been to Hanoi, and to go there would seem like such a mysterious place. And we get off the plane, and the Vietnamese are there. They provide the transportation for us. As the junior member of the team, I was on as a language officer, because I could speak Vietnamese. I was also the courier. I had an official courier letter, which meant that I could carry into their country what's called a diplomatic bag, a sealed canvas bag inside which we had sensitive classified materials, including materials we would use, codes we would use to communicate, and I was to carry that. So I remained at the airport as the rest of the delegation left to go to a hotel where we would be staying. And I was there, they offloaded the luggage, and then I would ride with a junior official from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs into Hanoi. He and I conversing in Vietnamese. Northern Vietnamese accent was hard for me, since I spoke Southern Vietnamese, but still we're chatting going in. And I remember we drive past this sort of old French villa type place, and he said, "Oh, there's where Henry Kissinger stayed when he was here to negotiate." So I was trying to imagine there'd be a sign out there, somebody would say, "Henry Kissinger slept here." It'd be a tourist attraction. And we drive into downtown Hanoi. And I'm stunned. I'm stunned that there are these trees there. It's clear that the capital hadn't been bombed. It hadn't been affected by the war. I was expecting it to be like Dresden. It would be everything would be flattened. There'd be nothing there. Everything was still there. None of the old buildings were affected or damaged. Our bombing, whatever the extent that it was, had been in other places, not on the center where their government and all the decisions were made. So I was puzzled by that. We stayed at a new government kind of facility built by some Eastern European contractors, nothing very plush or elaborate, but functional. And we stayed in it, and it would be from there that we would be operating and conducting the discussions, not negotiations, since we were not diplomats, but the exchanges that would lead to our accounting for the beginning accounting for those still missing men.